Mail list. Do Not Mail list is a group that is a master list that we have for any prospect that has ever said, I don't want to receive any email ever again from you. So that protects you from spam. It protects us. And this tells you that this contact is not on that list. That's a good thing, because if they were on that list, they would not be able to receive email from us. This also tells you that this contact is not unsubscribed from your mailings. So that means that they will be able to receive email from us as well, as long as this next section, which is very important, they have a verified or a V status. This section here of contact verification status lets us and lets you know if that contact is verified, meaning that you can send autoresponders to that contact. Any prospect that completes the survey on your website is automatically verified, so there's nothing for you to do. Any leads that you buy from our approved lead vendors are automatically verified, meaning that you again can send autoresponders from our system to those prospects. If you add a prospect one at a time, we actually have a whole separate presentation on that, so you can watch that presentation. Whenever you add a prospect manually one at a time, they'll have a pending verification or a PV status, and our system will automatically send them a link, an email with a link in it, and they will need to click on that link in that email, and once they click on that link in that email, they'll automatically be changed from pending verification to verified or having a V status. Okay, and down here, this is an option for you. If you talk to a prospect and they give you a hard time and they say, hey, I don't want to receive any more email from you, you can simply click on this link and unsubscribe them from any active email campaigns, or you can click on this link here and make sure that they are put on the Do Not Mail list, and then they would never ever get another email from our system again. Okay, so again, be very careful about using these. You only want to unsubscribe them if you want to make sure that they don't get any more what we call active campaigns. An active campaign is an autoresponder campaign that is in the process of being sent out. So it may have been initiated, let's say, a week ago, but have messages spread over a 1-month period. That's still an active campaign, because even though it was initiated a week ago, if it's got multiple messages spread out over a 1-month period and it's only been initiated as of a week ago, there's still several more emails in that campaign. And so if your prospect says, unsubscribe me, I don't ever want to receive any emails from you again, that's what you would do. Click on this link here. Or if they said, I don't ever want to hear from you and your company again, click on this link and put them on our Do Not Mail list, and then they would never ever receive any email from us. This very last option here is tracking, so I'm going to click on that, and this will show you if you're using our ad tracking feature. We have a separate presentation on that, so I'm not going to go into detail here, but this just tells you whether they did or did not click on a particular ad if you used our ad tracking, and then it would tell you if they did click on a particular ad, which specific one. So that would be very valuable information for you to know, and I would suggest that you review that before you follow up with a prospect, so that when you call them, you'd be able to know, hey, you responded to such and such an ad and on such and such a date, and so forth. And again, check your notes and make sure that you know the answers to any of the questions that they answered from your survey on your website. Autoresponder tracking, we have that here, and this tells you that this particular contact has not viewed or clicked on a tracked autoresponder message. All autoresponder messages, by the way, have links in them to automatically track them. So if a prospect opens up a email from you that's been sent to them, this would automatically track it and let you know that they viewed or opened up that email, and if they clicked on that link in that autoresponder message, it would track that as well. Last but not least, we have a history of all autoresponder campaigns that have been sent, the campaign name, and the start and the finish date. So it would list the campaign name, target marketing follow-up for parents, initiated on July 5th and completed on July 15th, because that campaign is spread out over a 10-day period. So again, these are buttons underneath the detailed view of a particular contact, and again, you see the detailed view of a particular contact when from the summary view of the Contact Manager, which we can get back to by clicking on this Contacts link or just putting our mouse up here on Contacts and selecting Go to Contacts to see the summary view. And again, from the summary view, to get to the detailed view, we tell you click on the contact name to see details. So that's very important. Make sure you click on the contact's name to see details. I'm going to click here, and that's going to take us over here. Clicked on the wrong button here. Let's go back here and click on the prospect's name, and now we're going to come back to the detailed view. Okay. Last but not least, with your Contact Manager, we have still so much more. We have the ability to, again, add contacts, and we have a separate presentation on that called Adding a Contact to Your Contact Manager, so you can watch that later. Exporting, that will be self-explanatory as well. We'll create a separate, or we'll have a separate presentation on that. Scheduling reminders, I already showed you that. But you can click on Reminders here, and that's a place where you can see a summary view. So even though you may not have received an email yet because it's not July 26th, this will take you to a page putting your mouse on Contacts and coming to Reminders to see that, oh yeah, I've got to follow up with Joe Prospect on this particular date and this particular time, and here's your notes, and you can edit or delete it, or you can click on that prospect's name and go right to their particular contact in your Contact Manager. Cell phone notification is if you want to set up the capability, and we'll create a separate presentation on this as well, the ability so that when a prospect completes the survey on your website, you will automatically get notified as by a text message on your cell phone. So this way, obviously, you're not sitting in front of your computer, all day long, and this way, if a prospect completes the survey on your website and you have used our cell phone notification feature by clicking on this button here, then you would get a text message on your cell phone right after that prospect completed the survey, giving you their name and their phone number. And this way, this is very powerful. Imagine that you're out having fun with your kids. Joe Prospect completes the survey on your website, you get notified on your cell phone, you call him back immediately and you say something like, hey Joe, obviously as you can tell, I just got notified that you completed the survey on my website, and that I'm not in front of my computer, though I'm out here having fun with my kids. Joe, if you'd like to learn how you can have fun with your kids too, what would be a good time for me to follow up with you so I can show you how our amazing marketing system can notify you when someone goes to your website and is interested in learning more. Maybe they want to spend more time with their kids. Okay, we've got so that's cell phone notification. Strongly suggest you use that if you've got a cell phone. Search, you can click here on the search button, and it's very simple. You would just simply decide what fields you want to do a search on and what fields you want displayed in your search results. Scroll down to the bottom of the page and click on search. This way you can even say, hey, you know what, I think we rated one of our prospects, as we only had a few prospects in this one, and say, give me everyone that's rated at a 4 level. And you can even include a date range if you want to. So you just click on the search button, and now it comes back and says Joe Prospect. Oh, okay, hey, Joe Prospect was rated at a 4. So this way, if you're in a hurry, maybe you only have 15 minutes to work on your business, you would want to go to your search page, and from there you can search by rating, or you can even come up here and search by time zone. So what I'd suggest is, if let's say it's 5 o'clock at night Pacific time, that means it's 8 o'clock on the East Coast. I would first start off by calling everybody in the Eastern time zone. Why? Because in another hour it's going to be 9 o'clock, and you don't want to call people after 9 o'clock at night in their time, whatever time zone they're in. But this way I would start with Eastern time zone and then work myself west. So after it's 9 o'clock on Eastern Standard Time, then I would go and do a search for everybody in the Central Time Zone. And of course you can say, hey, I want anyone that's in Central Time Zone that's a 5. So now you can do a search and find out all your hot prospects in the Central Time Zone. Scroll down to the bottom, click on search, find out which prospects are in the Central Time Zone that you've rated as 5, and start following up with them. So that's our search feature. Another feature here is settings. I talked about settings earlier and showed you that, where you can just choose which fields you want to display on the summary view of your contact manager. And the send here, this is sending an autoresponder campaign. So if you want to send an autoresponder campaign to a particular prospect or prospects, clicking on the send button will take you to our autoresponder page. It's the same thing as putting your mouse on autoresponders and clicking on send is when you go to contacts and come down and click on send here. So let's go back to our contact manager, and from here the very last option here is tools. When you click on tools, you'll see some really neat things. So I would strongly suggest you go to tools. We tell you that we show you your autoresponder statistics. You have an email limit of 30,000 emails per month. Shows you how many you've sent so far, how many you have left to send, and when this resets back to 0, and it gives you that particular date when it does that. It tells you how many contacts are in your contact manager. Tells you how many spam complaints you might have received. That's important to note. You want to be very careful about that. If you get a complaint, we'll warn you, and if you get a couple complaints, we'll very likely shut you down. So you just need to be very careful of that and make sure you're following our rules and procedures for how to legally prospect. Down here at the very bottom, we have website statistics. It tells you how many unique visits you've had in the last 24 hours, 7 days, 30 days, or 365 days. Some of the other tools here, features on the tools page, that's where we are again by putting your mouse on contacts and coming down to tools, is you can search for contacts, which we already had that before. You can add contacts, which again we had that from here. Mail campaign statistics, so if you want to see the effectiveness of any autoresponder campaigns that you've sent out, you can go view that. We've got a desktop leads update, which is a way to see on your desktop rather than by email. You can get notified as soon as someone completes a survey on your website. So if you ever have problems with email, this is a good thing to do. You'd click on here, download a free software component, and when you do that, whenever someone completes a survey on your website, you'd automatically get notified on your desktop as opposed to receiving it in email. You still would receive an email. This is just another way to make sure that you're notified immediately whenever a prospect completes the survey on your website. You can remove a group and its contacts here. You can set up your cell phone notification, which we talked about earlier there. A couple other options here which are really nice is if you'd like to see how many unreachable email addresses. We try sending mail 3 times to a prospect. If it bounces back 3 times, we'll tell you that that email address was unreachable, and so we would show you how many people that we would change this number. And so if you see a large number here, maybe you've got a bad list of leads if you purchase leads, or contacts depending on where you got them from, or maybe somebody put in a phony or a bogus email address and our system's trying to reach them, but obviously that email address doesn't exist. You can simply click on the link and go view those people and delete them or edit them, whatever. So that's important. Here you can merge groups. So if you start creating a lot of different groups in your contact manager and you decide later, hey, I created a hot prospect group and a warm prospect group and I want to merge them together, you click on this link and that'll walk you how to do that. You can view how many people have unsubscribed from your emails. It will tell you the number, and you can click on this link and go view that. You can divide a group. Let's say you've got one group called Hot Prospects and it's getting very large and you want to split it into 2 groups or 3 groups. You can click on this link and go do that. You can resend yourself system email. A system email is any email sent from our company, Priceless Possibilities, to you. and you can click on this link and have those automatically sent back to you, such as survey responses and so forth, and that goes back 2 weeks. And then here you can find any lost contacts that maybe you haven't put in a group, so that maybe you want to put them in a group. So that's our tools function. From under contacts, you would select tools. So we wish you the best. Again, when you put your mouse on contacts and select go to contacts, that's when you come to the summary view of the contact manager. You might want to check out these features here. We didn't talk about exporting, which is very simple, just follow the instructions, or email viewers, which again you would see individually here, but since this is a demo account we don't have them. But I will give you a little tip here. Under email viewers, we've had a client of ours tell us quite a while ago that this was, and we created this feature just because of what they told us, that this was a great way for them to successfully build their business. What they would do is, let's say they bought 100 leads, they'd send out an autoresponder campaign, and then they would come to their contact manager and click on email viewers. Now I'm going to click on this and it will show you, but we haven't sent out any autoresponder campaigns here, so you're not going to see any specific here. But if I had sent out a campaign to, let's say, 100 people, it would show me my 50 most recent email viewers within the last 30 days. It would give me their name and their date in Pacific Standard Time Zone and their phone number. So what this person was doing is they'd send a campaign, autoresponder campaign, to a group of people, let's say 100 prospects, and then they would come to this page again from the contact manager, putting your mouse on contacts and going to go to contacts, and then from here under email viewers. So they would go to email viewers, and from email viewers, then as people got displayed on this page who opened up their email, they would have the person's name, the date and time, and the phone number of that person when they opened up your email. So then they would simply pick up the phone and call that prospect. So let's say it's Joe Prospect, and it tells you what time and Joe's phone number opened up your email. Then what you might want to do is pick up the phone, call Joe, and say, hey Joe, I just sent out an email campaign about a great home-based business, or whatever script works best for you, and I noticed that 2 minutes ago you just opened up my email. Now, if you were that prospect, how would you feel if all of a sudden you get a phone call from someone saying, hey, I just sent you an email about my amazing home-based business, and I noticed you just opened it a couple minutes ago. I was curious if you had a minute and could talk about how you can work from the comfort of your home and build a successful home-based business, so that you can, list the benefits that they might be interested in. So that's a very powerful feature in how it works with a lot of people in successfully building their business. So that's our contact manager, wishing you an amazing success with your business. God bless you.